What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. So today I'm going to be covering the 212 Moto Ranch, which it was released, I want to say a couple months ago now at this point, but it's one that really slipped under the net for me. I haven't seen anyone kind of play it, I've not really seen it in any servers, and I know I've personally not played it myself, and I'm not too sure why, because having a look at the screenshots and the little intro video that is on the mods page, it looks like a really good track. So this is made by Eric's212 and it is a fantasy track. However, he's mentioned that in his head, ideally, it's based out of Colorado. So all of you Coloradoians, you can let me know if you think this is a sort of track that you guys get round by you. And I have done 2 laps this track already, and I have to say it's one alone that I think would race incredibly well. It's got a very good amount of rough on it. I'm on a 250 right now, and if you're wondering, yes, this is a model swap, but it's a public one, which I had no idea existed until scrolling through the mods page today. I will put the link for both the model swap and the skin that I'm using on it, because I really do love the Club MX bikes. I love that light blue. I'll put them all down in the description, because I know for a fact I'm going to get a lot of questions about that. And you may notice all of my HUD is gone today, and that is it's a conscious decision. I just thought, let's mix it up a little bit, make it a bit more of a raw gameplay experience and see how it goes. And I can't lie, from the very short amount of time I've spent looking at this front fender, kind of tempted to slap this on onto my main 450s, even that aren't on the Yamaha as well. I am on the Yam 250 as a base. I just obviously put the updated Yamaha on it. But my god, I think it looks so nice. The only downside is you'll see as it goes on. Oh, it's actually just spawned in there. You can see on my handguards, it looks like when they get dirty, someone's made a bit of a mess on them, which I'm not sure what that's all about. But you can get a handguard and non-handguard version of this. Although I feel like 90% of people, given the opportunity, will run handguards when they want to. But enough of that. Back to the track. It's very well built. I can't emphasise that enough. The track flows really well. It feels like it could be a realistic track, so I think he's done a very good job in that sense. There's a lot of kind of sand sections, like here, that goes back and forth between sand and normal traction, and usually that would make me upset, because as we know, the sand traction in this game is pretty doo-doo as of late, but most of it doesn't seem to be like really tight turns. You can kind of flow through it, carry a lot of momentum, so it doesn't really rob you of that much speed. I really like the multiple line choices in the corners. That is a massive thing that really impacts how races go on this game. I mean, you can get some really wide open tracks out there, but they tend to just kind of all funnel down into one line, so the racing might not be quite as enjoyable, and it feels like, for the most part, as long as you get a good start, that's it, you're done. But I think he's done a very good job here of making a track that is fast and flowy, but also seems to have multiple options in every corner. So very well done in that regards. And then not to mention as well, I think it looks pretty damn... it looks pretty. I was going to say pretty damn pretty. I don't want to keep repeating the same words. It looks very pretty, in my opinion. I mean, you can let me know what you think of that. Obviously, reshaders doing their thing as always, and what I might start doing as well is I need to put more of an effort into the descriptions and things for these videos, so you guys can find everything that I'm using. So bikes going in there, or bike models going in there, bike skins going in there, tracks going in there, rider gear. I'm using the old FXR cotton candy gear as well at the moment, even though you can't see it much where I play in first person. Oh, stretch that out. Have the brake. Oh, and then I'll also see if I can put the link to the reshade in. What the link will actually be is a link to Hurren's compound, because that's where I get it from. But you'll get it in there either way, because that's such a commonly asked question that I have. And they're just like, what reshade settings to use? And it's like, well, I can't really go through and list them all, and I'm not going to go and like re-upload it all myself and so on and so forth. So I'll try my best for you guys. Just see how it goes. I'm already starting to feel a lot better and a lot more comfortable in the game than I did about a couple of days ago at this point. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure if it's just placebo or being rusty from being away so long, but I am slowly getting there. I'm not sure if anybody stopped by my European Masters 125 live stream the other day, but instead of getting like 15th and 11th in the 2 motos, I ended up getting a 4th and a 5th, which, considering the people that beat me, I can't be too unhappy with. There was a lot of fast people there, especially on 125s. I'm pretty sure it went along the lines of Matteo just disappeared out in front, We then... Oh, shit. Stay on the track. Oh, I see some lovely women right back there. Hello. It was like Mateo, Hurls, Cam, Fatosa was riding really fast, although he did have a very weird bug, which I've not seen before, where this menu here, this escape pause menu, kept flickering up on his screen, but it wasn't pausing the game, it was just he was riding normally and it kept appearing. Not sure what that's all about. And then we had Finn as well, and I don't think anyone else beat me. I'm not too sure, but it was much nicer. It was on that Kevin Fuela's Potakus track, and my god, if anybody's played that track on a 125, you know how absolutely hauling arse you have to be around there just to barely get your front wheel over most of the triples. It's such a fun track, and I imagine this track could be much of the same. The only reason that I'm on the 250 today is in the description of this. Eric said that there is one jump, which I'm actually come up to here, the Kong jump, which apparently you need a good bit of a run up to get on a 250. But it's quite straightforward. It's fairly easy, I think, in my opinion. I'm hoping everybody else agrees with that. Please survive, thank you. So I didn't want to hop on a 125 or anything smaller than 250, just in case that jump was indeed a bit of a stretch. And I just stayed away from the 250 because I wanted to mix up bikes a little bit, as people have been requesting. So there you go. And I think, oh sugar, don't want it. It's going round on me. God damn it. I was about to say, I'm flying really well, but absolutely wad myself as soon as I mentioned doing anything somewhat decent, but it's fine, we move. I've only got the erode on 2 for this session as well, but I mean, especially in the sand parts, you can see it is digging its way down. It's really nice. But again, in the description of the track, he says that he's built it in a way that it should work really well with the erode. I mean, it was originally built on beta 17, so with the beta 18 changes and how the erode deforms stuff, it was always going to be different, but I think it works very well, and I think that seems to be the general opinion that I'm having on all tracks in terms of beta 18. I'm not sure the exact ins and outs of what Mr. Pivoso has done to change the erode. I just know that the erode was updated, and I like it. I love it. It's so nice. Even tracks that I've logged hundreds of laps in this point, I can load up and they just feel completely different now. I am going to a bit of the extreme. It's most of the time when I load them up in testing, I'll be running a minimum of 2 erode, whereas before, where you had to always go into the profile, the INI to change the settings, I wouldn't even bother. I'd leave it as 1, or maybe if I was doing a hot lap session and I put it on 0, I'd leave it on 0 for a while until I can be bothered to change it back again. So it's nice, it's very refreshing, which is something that we definitely needed. And we did get a beta 18B that was released the other day. It was nothing major, just a small fix. It kind of catered towards the how can I say this in the nicest way? The scrubs that still use lean help. There you go. How many people have I just offended there? Yeah, the people that use lean help, basically, when beta 18 dropped, the lean help assist had just been completely... What's the word? I don't say destroyed, because I liked the change originally. It had been nerfed a bit, so it greatly increased the lean angle you was able to get, which I think if you're running an assist like lean help, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. You know, the assist is there to kind of give you some help, stop you crashing, and it shouldn't be there to make you be able to go even faster than you could do without it. But I saw a lot of people complaining about that, and I think Pivoso did as well. So I don't know if he's fully reverted it back to how it was post beta 18, but he's definitely improved it at least. So you guys that use your lean help and had to turn it off a few days ago, you can turn it back on now. It should be better than it was. And then I think there was just some other admin-y type stuff, but other than that, there was nothing else at all. Just a very quick hot fix, but it should be fine. I don't know what's being worked on now at this point, to be honest, in terms of the game, beta 18C or whatever it may be. I feel like it's probably just a few more quality of life changes. I have put a clip in. I'm not sure if anybody watched my Sandpit Hero video with Charlie the other day, but there was one moment where I was really trying to stretch out a jump, like super front wheel high up in the air. And as you come into land, the bike does a 360, and it's something that I feel like it's been in the game a long time, but isn't that common to get. But it's like if I was stretching this and being really up higher, just before I land, the bike would suddenly fling around and do a 360 without me turning the sticks at all. It's very strange, but the bike usually seems to come back around straight as well, which is the strangest thing. It's just like suddenly got X Games mode on everyone. And I put a clip in there, so hopefully that can be worked on moving forwards. What I am noticing I'm not too sure how much of this is to do with like the leg simulation and affecting the low speed physics and stuff. So I don't get. I don't know how to explain it because I don't get as many. You know, if you tuck the front end before and you would just ride sideways for ages, just the bike would just magically teleport sideways on and on and on until you literally just let go of the controller and it sorts itself out. I don't get as much of that anymore, but what I have been noticing is if I am going to crash, let's say I knife the front end really hard in the corner, I get a lot more like flips and stuff where the bike will actually straighten itself out afterwards. Like random front flips that I just managed to save. And I'm not sure if that's just a coincidence that the last week or so since Beta 18's been out that I've been having some really wild moments, but it definitely seems to be happening more than usual. So I have no idea what that's about. You guys can let me know if you've been experiencing some similar things there. And I suppose the biggest thing for me, one of the biggest things I want fixed, and this stems off the back of a recently released track by G-Dub and Bayer, is I really want hills sorted in this game. The wobbliness and the front end just saying, nah, peace, I'm not doing this anymore. It needs to be fixed, you know, it's such a limiting factor, especially for track creators. I know that's part of the reason that Endo pieced the scene as well, because he couldn't make all the things that he wants to make, like especially, and there's so many good tracks out there that have really good hills, but you just can't utilise them, and the recently released Glen Helen 2016 version by G-Dub and Bayer is a prime example of that. Like, if that track, if you could go up the hills confidently on that track, it would be so nice. You get to that middle part of the you get to those tallest hills in the middle of the track every lap, and it's like, right, come on, come on, Boso, don't do me dirty here today. And I mean, half the time I get away with it, and then half the time I'll get up there, especially when it's been a bit rough, and the bike will just completely disappear on me without any chance of saving it. And that's coming from someone that's sunk far too many hours into Krakenberg with all them hills and trying to learn the best technique for not wadding yourself. So I can't imagine what it's like for some of the newer guys out there. It must feel almost impossible at this point. Luckily, this track that we're playing here today, though, the 212 Ranch, has none of those issues. The hills are hilly. most weird sentence you'll ever hear. The hills are definitely hilly, but they're not to the extreme of like a Glen Helen, so they are definitely still rideable. And I'm quite enjoying this no HUD experience for a change. It's a bit more immersive. I know some of you guys are going to absolutely hate it. Still can't figure out my controller overlay. I'm very sorry. I have no idea why. And I know some of you guys probably want to see my hot laps and things like that. I'm sure again, in yesterday's video, if it was yesterday, something might have popped up in between. I always reference other videos on certain days and it might be all over the place. I've done a hot lap at the end of it on the GP of Imola. Might do the same again here today. I think I'll end the video off by doing another little hot lap. I think that's quite a nice way to end a lot of these testing sessions. It's just me riding around by myself playing out these I say new tracks. It's not new, but new track to me at least. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think you've seen me run enough mediocre laps. You can get a gist of what the track's all about. I actually really enjoy it. As you know, I am a massive fan of rougher tracks in this game, and I think this track gets it almost spot on. I think it could even do with just a tiny bit rougher here and there, but that's personal preference. I know all of the newer to intermediate guys will probably very much disagree with me, but that's what personal preference is for at the end of the day. So I'm going to love you and leave you. If you want to stick around for the next minute and a half or so, I don't know how long these lap times are, I will put the HUD back on actually so you can see my lap time, then feel free to enjoy the last hot lap. If not, I hope you enjoyed the video overall, and I'll catch you next time, boys. Peace.
Wanted to make it, I guess. You know I live with the criticisms. People are giving a big and they put it upon the pedestal. A pendant for your thoughts, but I never asked for change. My work ethic's ridiculous and yours is not the same. I swear to God that I wrote it all with a pure intention. The truest testament with no excessive false aesthetics. You couldn't imagine or fathom the effort I'm exuding. My heart and soul in this shit, but yet they forced me to prove it.